All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wonderful people, lovers of freedom all over the world, wherever you're joining us from today. You're highly welcome to this wonderful YouTube platform that promises to be a confirmatory channel. This is Let's Talk TV, and if you've been following us, you will know that we've been in the game rather, of giving back-to-back Biafran news and information. Now, to the great event, to the greatest event that is happening in Finland, Helsinki. Helsinki on total shutdown. Helsinki on total shutdown. Somebody say shutdown. Yes, Biafra don't shut down Helsinki. Yes, so many Biafrans all over the world, in so many parts of the world have arrived for the declaration. I'm gonna drop a video, to show you how Biafrans have been trooping into Finland. Let me tell you, no matter how they tend to fight the leader Mazenam Dekano, and also the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa and Joko, the reality is that Simon Ekpa and Joko is the man of the moment. He is the man of the moment. Simon Ekpa has actually, created a record, a massive record, a great record at that, a massive one. Record that will not be forgotten in a long while. So it's actually a great thing, and Biafrans are responding and reciprocating to that. People felt that because of the interrogation, the brief, setback of the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, that it was going to be all over. But the reality is that actually gave Biafrans full confidence and courage, full confidence and courage, to do the needful. Let me tell you something. You cannot take away Biafra from us. Nah. No matter how you try. And as Ngozi Orabueze, clarified, the Prime Minister, which I made reference to it, the last broadcast I made, I said the Prime Minister was only told not to appear, on social media for 2 weeks to reduce the tension, coming from the zoo government and how they were trying to fight Finland and do everything. These were just acts of making sure that they find a way to bring down Simon Ekpa and Joko and the Biafran Republic government in exile. So that leads to my question, and the question I've keep on I've been answering people, asking people for a very long time: is the IPOB truly for Biafra, or they are against Biafra? Because are you telling me that this hope that we are seeing currently, this that nobody was able to do, is what the IPOB, these IPOB DOS are fighting against? I don't even like calling them IPOB. These criminals are fighting against. How can you be fighting against hope? How can you be fighting against liberation? How can you be fighting against the only thing that has given Biafrans pride, bragging right, and all that? The only thing that the world has looked and said, oh, these people are serious. You're fighting against it, and you want people to believe in what you are fighting for. How can you be fighting Simon Ekpa at this critical time? And you want us to believe that you can eat your cake and have it. No. We cannot stoop so low to believe in your quest. We cannot. We cannot. So, without wasting any more of your time, let us show you the videos of the people arriving before we go into the broadcast of the day.
Helsinki, we're here, and we just landed. Odogwenu is here,
yeah, man.
And Vicky is here too.
We
have come to declare freedom. Biafra.
It's a mosque.
It is
Live.
a mosque.
Live. Live. Elare. Ezo. Oh, hail.
Biafra.
We move.
Biafra.
Yeah, man.
Everyone, welcome to this beautiful day. Welcome to this Twitter space. Again, my name is Dr. Ngozi Oroboeze, the Chief of Staff to the Biafra Republic Government in Exile Brigade and the de facto government under His Excellency PM Simon Ekpa. I welcome each and every one of you here today. Again, this is a wonderful moment, a wonderful opportunity for Biafrans and indigenous Nigerians. We are really excited for what is happening at this moment. First, thanks to our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the Ohamadi Kendibo. Thanks for his leadership. Thanks for your steadfastness and resoluteness. Even while they are holding you captive, you know, and you say you're never going to betray us. And we will never betray you. You are there because of us, and we will never disappoint you. Greetings to our able, indefatigable, loved, cherished Prime Minister, His Excellency, the Peace Ambassador, Obatobie Simon Ekpa. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your steadfastness, your resoluteness, your consistency, this ceaseless spirit in you and almost everybody that have gathered here today. And above all, your love to liberate your people, our people, from the shackles of slavery, bondage, marginalization, killing, oppression, and suppression. Thank you so much, Obatobie. I greet you and I thank you, and Biafrans, thank you. Thanks to all the Brigade cabinet members and de facto governors and executives and stakeholders here present. Thanks to all Biafrans, home and abroad, liaison officers, heads of administrators and departments, our allies, our lobbyists, our international and local attorneys working tirelessly to finalize our movement to Biafra land come 2025. Thanks to our foot soldiers. Give me a minute. Give me 1 second. Okay, great. Thanks to our foot soldiers, the Biafra Liberation Army, the Biafra Resistance Fighters, the Force, the Biafra Navy, the Air Force, and the police. Thank you so much for what you do to protect our people from the terrorist Nigeria state. Please continue to do what you do every day as our PM has directed you. Do not relent. Do not waste a second to reach out for help. You know the help our PM has established before this brief incident. Please continue to reach out for help. Thanks to all the supporters of the liberation movement, home and abroad, privately and secretly, in cash or in kind, you all are our heroes. Thanks to the Biafra media, under his leadership, our own Sonny Aparawa, that works tirelessly day and night to ensure that the world is not confused about the propaganda being sent out by the Nigerian government against Biafrans and against the indigenous people of Nigeria that have wallowed in abject poverty, being killed every day for almost the past 20, 30 years. Thank you so much, the media team. Again, my name is Dr. Ngozi Orobweze, the Chief of Staff to the Biafra government. The redeclaration of the independent state of Biafra is sacrosanct and comes up in the next few days in Finland. Our God, our Chukwu Okike Abiama, has ordained this period and the day of Biafra declaration. We have followed every peaceful means to be free from the terrorist state of Nigeria, who reintegrates non-terrorists into the military, into the police, into the army, into the Air Force, into the customs. That is what they do. The records are there. The Nigerian Defense Chief, Christopher Musa, publicly accepted and shows the world how Nigerian government reintegrates non-terrorists into the state. Now is the time for Biafrans and all indigenous Nigerians to liberate themselves from these shackles of terrorism to make the world a better place. As some of you are aware, our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, was invited by the Finland local police for some frivolous allegation by some disgruntled Nigerians living in Finland, being sponsored by the Nigerian terrorist state and Europe and Britain. Our PM responded to that invitation and still doing that as we speak, delivering information, giving them the reasons why indigenous Nigeria must be free, the reason why Biafra must be free, the reason why the world is going to be a better place when Nigeria is divided or collapsed, so that the indigenous Biafrans, indigenous Nigerians can function at their highest capacity, not this capacity set by Nigeria. You almost heard or read some misguided Nigerian journalists and politicians and some Nigerian agents that our Prime Minister says he's now the leader of Biafra government in exile. That our Prime Minister is in jail. That our Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Ekpa, is a terrorist. That our Prime Minister is inciting people. I believe each and every one of you here must have heard some of those junks being perpetrated by the Nigeria government, their agents, and their newspapers that are stooges to them. Well, I will give you the clear and real answer based on facts, not based on propaganda, not based on fictions. Our able Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Ekpa, is well, hale, and hearty. He is not in jail, and as we speak, not convinced of any crime by the local police in Finland. At no time did our Prime Minister ever say he's not our leader. But some miscreants working in some Nigeria TV stations feel happy using such false and misguided narratives of an earlier comment that our PM made years back and juxtapose that to their current madness on social media. That shows the world how low some Nigerian journalists could go. Please ignore their ignorance. Anything you did not hear from the Biafra Republic government in exile does not exist, especially from the office of the Chief of Staff. The Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, never committed any crime. He is fighting for the restoration of the Republic of Biafra. He is fighting for the freedom for his people and defending them through self-defense, which is the right of the individual and the right of the people. Let me be clear again. Our Prime Minister is not convicted of any crime in Finland by the local police. They are just gathering information. I know they took his phone, which is normal, and all of us know is normal in any process based on the lies that the Nigerian government and their agents in Finland, some Biafran agents who we have their information, have lied and submitted to the local police authorities. Again, the Prime Minister of Biafra has committed no crime. The manipulations going on by Britain and their slave stooges in Nigeria is well understood. And I believe Biafrans, you all know this story. My advice is for everyone here, and my advice to those that are peddling false information against our Prime Minister in the local police in Finland, the Finland authorities, those that are listening, and the stooges with the Biafra Nigerian government, with some of their likes in Southeast, governors, Southeast politicians that are peddling lies. The only thing I can tell them is this: you can fool some people sometime, but you cannot fool all the people all the time. Am I coming out very clear? I hope everyone is listening. Can you hear me? Am I coming out? Okay, good. Great. So I'll continue. The crop of leaders we have in the Biafra government today have all it takes, spiritually, educationally, financially, to ensure that Biafra is declared and other indigenous Nigerian nations declare their independence to make the world a better place. Our population is too many, and the diversity as well as the deadly intentions of the Nigerian leaders makes the breakup of Nigeria an urgent call, both by all international leaders and all local leaders. Nigeria has killed its indigents enough. Nigeria has killed Biafrans enough. And any genuine and indigenous Nigeria that wishes to continue existing inside this enclave that kills and maims every second, we wish the person luck. But for Biafrans and indigenous Nigerians that wants to make the world a better place, the entity called Nigeria must crumble so that indigenes will go their separate ways and start rebuilding from the scratch. And I'm going to go ahead and give you some of the points that have made Nigeria a burial ground. And let me be very, very clear. The lies and some of the gossips that was given to the Finland local police about our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, is what most of us hear. We hear every day from those that are fighting for the independence and restoration of Biafra. Do not make any mistake about that. It's still the same indigenes using the Nigeria government, using Britain to continue their atrocities and killings to indigenous people for their selfish purposes Mark my word, that has come to end with Briggy, with this government, and with these indigenous Biafrans partnering together and our allies to stop this terrorism going on in our land. Let me start with the dangerous diversity. In Nigeria, there is no harmony in culture, in ethnicity, religion, constitution, sense of belonging. You ask yourself, why do most Nigerians keep leaving the country in droves? When I say in droves, Nigerians leave the country in droves, but from the east, west, north, and south. Every day, thousands of Nigerians are at the airport trying to leave the country because most of them cannot express themselves inside that terrorist state and not get killed or imprisoned by the Nigeria government headed by current President Tinubu and the senators and the House of Representative members. In Nigeria, this is among the only country where we have two religions being practiced. They practice Sharia in the north, and then they practice the regular constitution in other parts of the country. And I want to ask anybody listening to me, how can you operate two constitutions in one country and you expect the indigenous to just keep quiet? If you are a Christian living in the northern part of Nigeria, President Tinubu makes you live by the Sharia law. If you do not obey the Sharia law, President Tinubu is part of the people that supports the Sharia law that we stone an innocent Christian to death just because she wants to question what is going on here. You all remember the story about Deborah. Deborah was murdered, was stoned in the streets of the northern part of Nigeria where Sharia was practiced. Did any of you hear President Tinubu make any comment, or the former president of Nigeria, Buhari, or Atiku, the one contesting for president? Did anybody hear them condemn this practice that you do not have to kill any indigenous Nigeria just because they are living in the northern part of Nigeria where another kind of law called the Sharia is being practiced, is being supported by this same Nigerian government today? We have the marginalization of Biafrans all over Nigeria. All the major high offices in Nigeria, in defense, in Navy, in Air Force, in Army, in the police, in the central bank, there is no professionalism to get the best person. Rather, it is about your tribe and who you know. Most Biafrans has been stopped, have been marginalized, have been sidelined in arising to their highest potential in the Nigerian leadership based on what President Tinubu currently has in place. That is why the declaration of the independent state of Biafra is going to happen this week in Finland. Nothing, no Jupiter can stop that. There is also the centralized police station in Nigeria today. All the police that works in the whole country, all of them are under the federal government. This increases the crime and terrorism because every state head must get permission from the federal before any major arrest or function can happen. So if you are in Abia State or Ebonyi State or in Kaduna State or in Lagos State or in Nasarawa State, and somebody comes over there and commits a crime, the local police authority have no power to arrest or detain that individual until the power and the order comes from the federal, controlled by Tinubu. That is why you have so much increase in crime in Nigeria.